Saturday, man. It's the weekend, but we gotta, the grind don't stop, man. We gotta interview some interns today, basically back to back to back to back today. Um, because I don't really have time, or not gonna have time on the weekends when I start this new gig, or just start the new gig. But when I start going into the office and whatnot, we ain't gonna have time at that point. You feel me? So, um, like I said, about to hop right into this, man. Interviewing my first candidate. Um, Trying to pull up my. Hold on. Where is my like the questions I'm gonna have for them? I'm already a minute late to this interview. All right, let me just go ahead and join, and then yeah, how we'll do it. So let me join this thing now with Valeria. Valeria. Didn't even get a chance to finish breakfast. Grind on every stop, man. Lagging. Oh, bro. Oh, brother. Let's go inside with it, man. Hold on. Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Blah, 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 blah. Do you remember the time? Come on, bro. See, I know y'all can't see my screen, but I'm like, it's just taking forever to load up the meeting. Can't ever sit outside, man. I don't know what it is about sitting outside. It's not even hot outside. Still can't sit outside at this meeting. As soon as I go outside, the computer start tripping. I thought I only did that when it was like when it was hot outside, but apparently it's not the only time. Now I'm gonna be late to my own, what I'm saying, to interviewing Valeria here. I'm gonna turn my webcam off. All right, man, let's join this thing. Can you hear me? Valeria? Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Hmm.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Valeria? I might have to. I might have
Yes,
to.
I can. Can you hear me well?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I think we're good to go now. Sorry, I was
Mm,
having some
This
issues on my end.
this
But
is
how's
not
it going
perfect.
today?
I'm sorry. Okay, good.
Okay, now you're breaking up. Now I could hear you at first, but now you're breaking up.
Um, can you hear me well? If we turn off the video, can you turn it better?
Yeah,
No?
let me just join and I mean leave and rejoin. I'll rejoin right now. Give me one second. Man, this is tripping, man. Like, bro, I've been back inside for like 15 minutes now. Let's get it, man. There go. Have to keep the camera off for now. Oh my gosh, bro.
Mhm. 'Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear
Can you
you
hear
now.
me well?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that, Valeria. Am I pronouncing your name
No, no
right, by the
worries.
way?
Yeah, Valeria, Valeria.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. So, appreciate you joining me today on a Saturday. Um, so basically, I'll just kind of walk through, how I plan to conduct this interview, and then we'll just
Mm-hmm.
kind of take things from there. So, and basically,
Okay, sure.
how I like to do that is by introducing myself, um, the company, what I do at the company, what the company does as a whole, and then I'll
Mm-hmm.
basically hand it over to you for you to introduce yourself, your experience and kind of walk through your background a bit. Does that sound okay?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Perfect.
Awesome. So, of course, my name's Miles. I am the co-founder and operations manager at Levate. So Levate is a web development agency where we build websites for virtually every service-based business. So by service-based, I mean, doctors, lawyers, primarily, um, electricians, going blue collar, electricians, plumbers, you name it. We build websites for them. And then we also, build websites on the product side as well, but mostly service based. My role at the company is basically to, um, as you could imagine, drive revenue. So drive revenue, but also to make sure that the company as a whole is functioning efficiently. So, we are not only generating deals, but moving them through the pipeline at a healthy pace, and that, customers are being taken care of, um, those type of things. We've been in business for about 4 years now, and we are certainly growing right now. So yeah, I will hand it over to you to kind of walk through your introduction, your background a bit.
Hmm. Okay, sure. Well, right now I'm still in college. I'm studying public relations and advertising, and I'm getting my minor in professional sales. Yeah, lately I've been really interested in sales. I've joined some online training, and I've learned a lot about the psychology behind objections, uh, how to lead a sale with questions, and yeah, it's really interesting. So I really want to get into sales. Right now, what I do for work, I'm a Pilates instructor. So yeah, I like to talk with people, and so yeah, I have experience in that. It's fine.
Okay, really, really, really cool. I think it's your background. Obviously majoring in public relations, and then with a minor in professional sales. It sounds like you definitely have the background we're looking for. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you a few questions, Valeria, just to get to know you better, and learn a little bit more about your experience. And then at the end, I'm gonna make sure to uh, save some time for you to ask me some questions as well. How's that sound?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Um,
Yeah, sounds good.
so Valeria, have you? Um, I know you said you're majoring in public relations, but could you walk me through, a deal that you've closed, from start to finish? So from, really prospecting, entering the account, and then, closing them through negotiation, or, negotiating the deal and then ultimately closing it.
Like in my experience, what are,
Right. Right, like in your experience. And if you don't have that experience, it's fine.
closed
It's fine if you don't.
any deal yet?
Right, any deal that
Yeah,
you've closed before.
I I worked in sales. Well, I worked in sales in the Pilates industry. So yeah, we got some leads online. Then the purpose was like talking with the customer, with the prospect to see if they're like actually interested in Pilates. For example, if they have any injuries, and then eventually invite them to take a class. Then they take the class, and then like follow up with them to see if they like it, or which class would prepare for them, the schedule, and do the sale over there. Like that's my sales experience
Okay.
so far.
Okay. Um, cool. 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 What? So, what would you say, Valeria, is like something that? What would you say separates a strong salesperson, or in this case specifically, a strong sales development representative from, an average one? Like, what traits do you feel like, that strong SDR would have above everyone else?
Mm, well, definitely like so kind of to know how to lead questions. Yeah, to take leadership, but still in a friendly way, in an approachable way.
Okay. Okay. Um, Being able to take leadership. Okay, that's definitely makes sense. Um, and then I know like in your current role, um, you said you walk through where they have injuries and then getting them into the class.
Mhm.
Um, what would you say is some feedback that you've gotten back from your manager, like some of the most recent feedback you've gotten from your manager that you feel like helped you, and how did you like apply that feedback?
Mm, let me think of this. Mm, well, she mentioned like to talk a little more with people. To, if, for example, I also like teach Pilates, and when they mention some kind of pain or whatever, it's like she recommended me to go deeper, to ask like, oh, what happened? How is it going? Yeah, to ask more questions to get a more emotional connection.
Hmm. Okay.
Because because at the moment, what I ask those questions to plan my classes there for Pilates reason, for how to take care of the person.
Yeah. No, that's that makes a lot of sense because like I mean in sales, right, when you're having those initial conversations with a client, you you have to ask questions to go deeper to better understand what it is they're struggling with. You have to ask them targeting companies that have no website at all, right? So, you know, what type, are you comfortable right now with how many leads you're getting through your referral system, right? If they aren't, right, how many more leads would you like to see in order to be happy with, to qualify them and understand, okay. So I also want to ask you, like, what would you say, or how would you, if you had to explain to someone, maybe to a colleague of yours, what your idea or what this sales process looks like for you in this role, how would you describe it to them?
Mm, well, I can imagine that it's like cold, cold outreach.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe like starting a conversation with a business owner, asking how's it going, if they have tried a web developer, potentially meeting, you ask more questions to see where they at, and yeah, then after understanding their situation, to offer solutions.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's definitely a pretty simplified way to say it, so I definitely can appreciate that. Okay. So if we like, why? Valeria, should we hire you for this role? Like, what do you feel like separates you from, some of the other candidates for this role?
Mm, well, I know a lot about the psychology behind the sales, because I'm charming over the phone. People like me.
Hmm. Okay. You said people like you, like they enjoy talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's a big part of the process, right? If people don't trust you, or if they don't like you, then they're not gonna want to talk to you. They'll just like, completely disengage, right? Be like, oh yeah, I'm not talking to her. Like she's not, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really important too to be able to be, personable, where people want to talk to you. So that's
Yeah, and also, and also, like I'm pretty organized with my work. I Yeah, I know that I know how to like take notes about the conversation, then leave like a record of what happened. Like, yeah, I know how to organize myself to keep everything in track because I know that it's a process. So it's you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's important as well. Like if you're not organized, and how can you keep track of not only where deals are, but the notes that you have for each deal, and kind of how you plan on moving them forward.
mm-hmm.
You can't do that if you're disorganized. That's a good point as well. Just a couple more questions for you, Valeria. Um,
Sorry, can you
so
repeat that? Can you hear you well?
yeah, no, I just said I had a couple more questions for you. Um,
Oh, okay, sure, sure, go ahead.
yeah, no problem. Looking for where it went. Okay, so could you tell me about like a time when you've received a lot of rejection, back to back, in your current role, or one of your other roles, where you've received a lot of rejection back to back, and how do you handle that when you're receiving that rejection?
Mm, well, when I first started like teaching Pilates, there was a class that we had many older people, and they kind of were like complaining that my class was like too hard. Well, they stopped taking my class because they were scared of me. Well, after yeah, they were scared. After my classes, I was like, eh, so I improved. So
Hmm.
yeah, eventually, like, yeah, my classes are still gonna be hard, but to offer them like some mobility, some stretching to give them a little break, and they like to keep going with the workout. So yeah, I asked them to give me the feedback because I knew that they were like talking in the front desk about that, but they weren't telling me. So I asked them first.
Yeah. Okay. Really, really cool. Okay. Um, yeah, and I can imagine, like, I know that can be. I'm sure that was like a little frustrating, like but it's part of the job, right? When you have those older people that aren't can't do as rigorous of
No,
workouts.
yeah, sure. My class should adapt to the crowd. But yeah, I'm used to do like a more challenging workout. That's fine. I can do it to their level.
Right. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Well, I think those are all the questions I had for you, Valeria. Could you, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, pretty much my questions would be like about vision, how does it work, where are we living? responsibilities. Yeah, how what's the what's what's the role
You said what's
for the roles?
yeah. You said what's the role?
No, like the tasks for the role, the responsibilities.
Oh, I got you. I got you. So basically, the responsibilities for this role as an SDR intern is for you to essentially generate new opportunities. So how you will be doing that is we will actually give you a pretty large lead list, prospecting list of businesses that have no website, other businesses that have very poor or outdated websites, as well as businesses in like specific verticals, specific industries. And you'll be given, scripts for how to reach out to them. And once you're given, all that information, you'll just be responsible for reaching out to them, starting a conversation with them to learn more about their business, and ultimately booking them on what we call a discovery call, where myself or someone else that's a little bit more senior on the team, would actually take that call from there, and really close the deal from there. So at a high level, you'd be responsible for you know getting in touch with prospects initially, and getting them interested enough to hop on a discovery call with someone else, with myself or someone else on the team. And you'll be doing that
Okay, will be
through.
like a setter.
Yes, I think that's a pretty good way to put it. Um, and you'll be doing that through essentially whatever channels you seem fit, right? Our preference will be via LinkedIn, um, cold call, or you know, Facebook, maybe even TikTok, right? Whatever channel is working, but we've found so far that LinkedIn or cold call are two of the best routes to take. That your base pay that we'd be paying you. So pretty.
Okay, and what's the base pay? What's the pay?
Yeah. So with the base pay, we essentially haven't come to a final decision. We have hired, the person for this role. We plan to work with them to, figure out what base pay makes the most sense.
Okay. Another question I have is like a way to reach them. Would I get access to like the company account? I don't know if I have to reach them through LinkedIn or social media. Uh, can I use like the company's account?
Yeah, so we have a few accounts that you can use to reach out. So first of all, you would have your own email account. So for email, you would have an email with with our that has our website as the suffix, and then you would
Mm-hmm.
have a LinkedIn account. We have a few LinkedIn accounts you can reach out from, but we also would recommend that you create one specifically um, for this role. Um, you could also use your current LinkedIn if you'd like, but obviously, the preference again would be to create a LinkedIn profile specific to the role.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we could do
Mm,
that for you as well. Like that's creating another LinkedIn profile, as I'm sure is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Um, so
yeah.
yeah,
No, yeah, but for example, if I have to reach out to a business through Instagram or email, I would like to use my own, you know, or maybe like LinkedIn. Yeah, I would prefer to use like a big account to reach them.
yeah, yeah, and we'd give you a premium account, so you'd be able to. So this new account that would be exclusive for for Levate would be a premium account. So
Mm-hmm.
you'd be able to reach out to. I think LinkedIn limits are 100 people, 100 connections per week or what have you. So you'd be able to leverage that if your current LinkedIn account doesn't have those limits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I have any more questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I appreciate the time, Valeria. You should be hearing back from me uh, no later than Monday as to whether we'll be moving forward. The second round in this interview process, there's only one more round in the interview process. That'll be the final round. That round is a role play with myself or someone else on the team, where essentially we take you through a cold call role play, as well as a for a few minutes, and then as well as a discovery call role play, where we'll basically walk through you asking me questions, trying to understand more about my business, and ultimately trying to get me to move forward in the sales process.
Okay, good. That sounds fun. Perfect.
Okay. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Valeria. Well, I will be reaching out to you soon. I appreciate the time and have a great rest of your weekend.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Enjoy your weekend.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Um, she was cool. Valeria was cool. I think these issues I was having um, with my Mac and just with my network in general, whatever. That was annoying. It kind of threw off the call. Um, I think it threw me off, threw her off. We didn't have that much time. Uh, she seemed like a nice girl. Has some sales acumen, those type of things. I don't think she's the best fit for this role though. We're gonna have to, we need somebody that's a little bit more experienced. Like, even when she asked me, you know, what her responsibilities would be in this role, um, that's kind of. I mean, I knew kind of before then, but when she asked me that, that's when I knew. That's when I knew. Yeah, she, doesn't have enough experience, enough sales experience. So yeah, but like I said, nice girl. If I was looking for somebody who, you know, if we want to hire somebody that, and we had we were able to hire somebody that we could like train, that'd be one thing. Like if we were looking for somebody to train, I think she'd be a stronger fit. But yeah, right now we're looking for somebody that can really just come in and hit the ground running. Like start booking these discovery calls and really just you know helping us helping us scale. Right, the more discovery calls they can book, obviously the more deals will close, and the more deals we close, the more revenue we'll make. Right, so um, I don't have the confidence right now that she can do that. Um, and just from listening to her, I'm not sure she has the confidence that she can do that. To be honest, um, but again, nice girl. And we had, if we were a bigger company and we had the flexibility to hire, somebody like her that we can train up and just coach up, then she'd be the one. But we don't really have that luxury right now. But yeah, man. I guess I'm gonna stay inside for the next interview. I gotta get my shit together. Let me pull up this. I don't know where it is though. Oh, here they are.
Well, too late, but they're here. Just found my questions, my interview questions. Um, I'm not even like mad though that I was able to ask her all these questions because she doesn't. It didn't seem like she didn't have any sales experience. I mean, she had sales experience, but like it was mostly in her with her Pilates class and everything. Like not you know software sales experience, right? Which is what we need, right? Tech sales, software sales, like you know what I'm saying. So that's what we are. But I'm gonna be back. I gotta just rush her. I So today I'm going to continue interviewing these interns. We got 3 interviews today. So we got they'll pull up. So in 15 minutes, we're going to interview Annabelle Nato. Okay, looks like she goes to the University of Alabama. And then Arian, and then Jonathan at 2, 3, and 4. Annabelle and Jonathan are top 3 candidates according to ChatGPT. So, you know, Annabelle I think is number 2. So it'd be interesting to see if she is, because I don't know about ChatGPT's ranking for this, because I looked at her resume, I didn't really get, it wasn't giving me, top 2. Yeah, it wasn't giving top 2 candidate. It was giving like maybe, I don't know. I ain't gonna throw her under the bus. You know what I'm saying? But like, it just wasn't giving top 2 candidate. But again, that's what ChatGPT said, based on like the scoring criteria I gave it and everything. So we're gonna see what what Annabelle's about, what she has, what we're looking for. And like I said, Jonathan is number 3. So like I said, we're gonna interview Annabelle in just about 14 minutes. So let me share my screen. Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, I'll share my screen. So these applications might actually still be on the AI developer job description. So yeah, so these are some of the candidates for the AI automation and web development internship. I've been trying to go through these as fast as I can. We got almost 1,200 applicants for this internship, man. So, and I've only went through like 400 something. So we're not gonna have enough time to go through all 1,200. I'm only gonna be able to interview like 600 or 5, or whatever. Like filter down to the or I should evaluate, if you will, evaluate 500 or 600 people. The rest is just gonna be like, it is what it is, bro. Like, we just don't have enough time to go through all of these. And obviously, I'm not going through each one individually. I'm giving them like in batches. I'm basically inputting their resumes in the ChatGPT and letting them rank all the candidates, and even that's still taking forever. So I don't know, man. So you see here, almost 1,200 for the AI automation internship, and then only 155 candidates for the sales internship. We need to be more prepared. My network sold me. questions I think I left in the car. Forever to love these interns. But yeah, the idea behind hiring these interns, man, is that we can find some strong talent, right? Like top talent for really, really low cost, right? Um, so so if I bring in these sales interns, and they're generating, opportunities, they're generating revenue for really low cost. You know what I'm saying? The business is going to grow pretty quickly. You know what I mean? So that's the whole idea. Like that's the whole point of hiring these interns. Um, so, and I already found one good intern for this sales internship, but I want to find at least two sales interns that are going to basically drive the business while I'm focused on my 9 to 5. Like they're going to drive. Like I'm going to meet with prospects who they've already booked on the call. Right, I'm gonna meet with those prospects and close them, but they're going to be the ones generating the new opportunities while I'm focused on focused on my 9 to 5, my new job and all that. Which I got a couple more weeks of being broke before I get paid. So that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's frustrating, but it is what it is. I don't know what I got in my eye. Okay. So here's Annabelle. She is, again, according to ChatGPT, a top 2 intern for this role, this sales development rep role. So let's go look at her resume one more time. So yeah, she goes to University of Alabama, pursuing her bachelor's in business administration, majoring in finance. She graduates next May. Okay, so she was a lifeguard manager a couple of years ago, but now, most recently, I guess, she's an independent life insurance agent. Focus on helping clients assist financial needs and select appropriate life insurance policies, build a personal client base and through networking, cold calling, and relationship management. Gain experience in financial planning, customer service, and sales under regulatory compliance standards. Skills, financial analysis, Microsoft, blah, blah, blah. And then leadership, the food bank, team captain, engineering, sports. Okay, I don't really see what I'm talking about. But we're gonna give her a chance. Like she might be the one. So far, I've interviewed 2 candidates that I really like for this role, in Simon and Ignatios stood out. But we got, you know, 3 more today. We got 3 more people that to give an opportunity to see if they can. And let's go ahead and do this too. Let's log out of this email over here because well, actually, it might log me out of it. I don't know, it might not. Let's see. Stop joining these meetings on Safari, right? They're Google meetings. So I need to join them. I need to join them on Google's platform. That probably will help with the lagging too. You probably won't be lagging as much. Let's see what these meeting notes are looking like for Valeria. Because I don't know if Gemini really was able to get the notes. We're about to see though. All right, no, ChatGPT seemed to. I mean, not ChatGPT. Gemini. Seemed like I got pretty good notes. She was breaking up a lot when I was trying to listen to her. I couldn't hear it that good, but Gemini got it covered for the most part. It looks like. But yeah, man, let me get my phone. Bro, how the time just be flying, bro? It was just crazy. What they say, man, time waits on no one. No one, man. That's a fact. Just go ahead and join this. I was on my meeting still. I was showing stuff from 2025. What's going on? So after I plugged this guy up, it started acting up again. So somehow when I plug up my computer, that's when it starts giving me a hard time being stupid. So I'm about to meet with Annabelle Nato for an interview for the sales development representative internship. She's interviewing for it. I am the interviewer, Miles. Um, I'm the co-founder and operations manager, and I'll be asking her some questions to, see if she's a good fit for the role. Oops. Oh my god. What is this shit doing, man? All right, so let me take this off my webcam. I'm about to share my. I'm just gonna keep sharing the screen. I'm about to join this meeting. And make sure I turn on Gemini note taking and all that. All right, so this isn't a good sign. She's already late. Because it is 12:02. I mean 2:02. She's still not here yet. So we'll give it a few more minutes. We'll give Annabelle a few more minutes. Like 2, maybe 3 more minutes. We'll give it 2 more minutes, which is way longer than I should, but that's what we gotta do. That's right. That clock hits 2:07. It's a wrap. All right, that's it, man. All right, so instead, what I'm about to do for, I guess, into the 3 o'clock meeting, I got to interview another candidate at 3. I'm going to continue to evaluate candidates, basically, give ChatGPT these resumes and just like, let ChatGPT continue to rank, all the candidates for this role based on their resume. Actually, not for this role, for the other internship, the AI automation internship. So that is, I think, this one. So I'll go back to it's still recording. I'm gonna stop this and delete it. Look at all these applications. This just from today on Saturday. Probably like 10 to 15 applications. I'm not going to evaluate too many more people. We don't have time to evaluate a ton of more people. So I gotta go ahead and get interviews scheduled, mainly for this internship. I know we can find somebody for it since we got 1,200 people applying to me, but still, we gotta start interviewing some people. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. So what I'm gonna do for this internship, the AI one, is I'm going to have maybe the top, I don't know, 20 applicants, based on how ChatGPT ranked them. I'm gonna send all 20 of them an email and tell them basically part one of their interview or round one of the interview process is gonna be asking them to create, right, to build a prototype of the site assessment that we want for our website. I mean, for our business. So overall, what they're supposed to build is, long story short, if you give them, right, if they build a system that if you give it the URL of a website it can basically rate the website on how good its copywriting is, conversion tracking is, um, UI, UX, like the design, the performance, all these things, and then spit out a PDF that, you know, describes like how it, all those different categories of their website, right? But I'm gonna ask them to build me a prototype that that will take a website URL and do one of those things, right? Rate the website on either performance or copywriting or um, either performance copywriting or conversion tracking, whatever it is, right? So like a smaller version of what they're supposed to build if they get hired, basically. So I'm trying to go. I'm basically searching through all these applicants to find where I left off or evaluating like all the resumes for this AI automation internship. So I'm in like page 20 something. I'm on page 17 now. Where did I leave off though? Yeah, I think right here. Let's just start right here with Chike and Chike Inekwe or Chike Inekwe. So he's gonna take his resume. Boom. All right, and I'm taking 10 at a time. So we just took Chike. Now we're gonna take Staven. Staven. How many is that? That's 10. 7. 3 more. That's 10 now. Yeah. Alright. And then we're just gonna dropping the fuck off right here. And ChatGPT. So move on to ChatGPT. This is another batch of candidates. Black engineer. If that's my network or ChatGPT this time. Because we've uploaded so many resumes, like when you upload this many, it could just be ChatGPT tweaking now.
Okay, she fine. Come on, she's thick.
All right, so just ranked them, right? Sundaria Dash, it rated her 98, so she lands in the top 5 to 8 range. She's a serious candidate and one of the best I've seen. ML automation workflows, production systems. Okay. and then we'll interview a few more. We got Kyla Hugh here. Actually, let me do this real quick. We're gonna take Kyla. To Rashad Simmons. How many resumes is that? Seven. All right, so we need 3 more. There's one. We got Ruben Wayne. That's 2. That's 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, cool. Candidates, because that's gonna make this internship more competitive. For this AI automation developer, like we don't got nobody to hold their hand, right? They got this person gonna have to come in and just start executing from the jump, from the get go, right? We don't have nobody to hold their hand. We don't have no, training for them or whatever. Like I'm gonna need them to jump right in and just hit the ground running. So that's why I'm trying to make sure that I evaluate as close to 1,000 candidates as I can, so that the chances of me finding the right candidate, right, are higher, because it's going to be, the internship is going to be naturally more competitive. So that's the idea. So as tired as I am of evaluating all these candidates, I'm trying to make it as competitive as possible so that, like I said, we have a greater shot of finding the right person. And this person they're gonna have to work independent, like they're gonna be fully independent. Like they just come in and do their work. They know what they're doing it the right way, and then they get paid, and then they go home. Like, or I guess they're gonna be remote, so they probably already gonna be home. But you get my point. Like, that's that's what I need them to come in, do your job, get paid. That's it. All right, a few more batches. Try to do as many batches as I can before this next interview at 3. And I'm gonna just start sending out these emails to them. I need to get. I guess I need to just go ahead and schedule these interviews to go out, these emails to go out today or tomorrow. Again, what the first round of interviews for this AI automation intern is just going to be, giving them something small to build. I want to see how quickly they build it, and if it's what I envision them doing. You know what I mean? Like, is it what I asked them to build? Sorry, Carla. I'm looking for like students. She's somebody's mama. You know what I'm saying? She needs to go look after the babies. We ain't even paying enough for her to, you know what I'm saying? For her to be taking care of the babies. This ain't that. How many is that? I was not downloading this last one. Evaluate it. There's something going on with your resume. Yeah, time for that. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on? How are you?
I'm fine. I don't know if you talked to Daddy, but I think I might have successfully convinced him to come stay with us for a few days. Literally our last few days in the house. And he asked, he said he's on his way. Well, he'd be on his way in an hour or so. Anyway, he asked if you were with your girlfriend, and I said I didn't know. And I felt like he was asking because he wanted to see you. So basically, I was calling to see if you wanted to like come over for dinner or something. Daddy's supposed to be here. Late.
Huh? Yeah, I'm supposed to go. Me and her are supposed to hang out, go to see the Michael Jackson movie. I'm about to be headed over there. Head to go to the movie theater in like a couple hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Toodles.
All right. Bye. So, as y'all just heard from sister calling. Let's see. Let me just get. I don't have time for this shit, bro. I don't know why the last one is only but that's 9. Let me try one more time. No, actually, I'm just gonna do this batch. I don't have time for this though. All right. That's good. Oh wow. Bernice. Okay. Got some new candidates in there. Let me see something real quick. So let's try one more time. Put those resumes that they want to download Abdul and Abdul. Here we go, lagging again. Bro, shit's so annoying. Yeah, try to refresh. Yeah. Looks like we might be good now. Alright, so let's keep evaluating these AI automation interns. Interns. Alright, that was it, right? Yeah. Okay, so Miriam Kiani. Next intern we're gonna evaluate. Let's see. All right, so we gotta free up some space somewhere. So. Try this again. All right, let me go ahead and join this interview with my guy. And, we gotta start over at Abdul. Hold on. All right, so what happens is interview with Arian, I believe. First memo ready. Interview Arian Najmi. Najmi is spelled Najmi for the sales development representative internship. I'm popping into the interview now. If he shows up, that's what I'm waiting for him. Let's jump into this interview for this intern, man. I'm waiting for him to join. I'm gonna keep downloading the resumes of these interns. So, yeah, we're gonna keep interviewing these interns, man. We need top talent for low cost. That's the key. Three more. Alright, I'm about to drop this in just a second. Let me download those three. Alright, I'm gonna drop this. Alright, so that's the difference, man. With these interns, like they or that's the thing with these interns. I mean, they yeah, they're young, man. They don't really get it. Like, Yeah, a few more candidates on here. I feel like one of these Asian, one of these Asian students gonna be the one to get this internship. Bro. I can tell. That's what it's gonna be. 3. All right, there we go. 10, another 10 candidates to evaluate for this internship. What say you, ChatGPT? All right, so not. Okay, so wrong internship, man. Now, evaluate. I have not evaluated this many candidates. Yeah, that's stupid. Let's see. All right. Anyway, ChatGPT seems to think I've given it about 800 candidates. We reviewed about 800 candidates now. I don't think it's that many. I thought it was pretty sure it was around 500. So I don't know where to get 800 from, but um, regardless, I mean 500 is a pretty good number. That's a lot of interns to review. So we'll at least stop there for today. We might add a couple more to the eval, but stop there for today. So I'm telling ChatGPT now rank the top 20 interns and include a score for each one based on the scoring rubric you created earlier. Also add 2 to 3 sentences explaining why each candidate is ranked where they are. Refresh this. I sent that message on my phone. So let's refresh this and see what ChatGPT comes up with. That's what I just sent it on my phone. So let's see what we got here. And then I'm gonna send basically interview requests. Send some emails to. Okay, let's see. So we got Aditha. She is the top candidate out of all these candidates. So it says Aditha. I don't know. I'm probably butchering her first name, but is the most complete candidate across AI systems, backend architecture, and production scale pipelines. He has built. I'm pretty sure it's a she. But he has built complex systems that are both technically deep and scalable, which minimizes execution risk. He ranks #1 because he can own the entire system end to end at a high level immediately. Praneeth, 99 out of 100. Praneeth is one of the strongest AI automation and agent ops engineers in your pool. He has repeatedly built multi-agent systems, RAG pipelines, and enterprise automation workflows with real business impact. He ranks here because he is arguably the best pure AI automation builder, but slightly less broad than Aditya. Okay. Shriram. Shriram is the fastest execution-focused candidate with strong experience building systems closest to your use case. He excels in automation workflows, product thinking, and rapid deployment. He ranks here because he delivers maximum short-term ROI, even if slightly less enterprise scale. Bhumika Gupta. Bhumika combines LLMs, backend systems, and high-scale production experience. 50K transactions. She has built systems with clear, measurable business impact, which is rare. She ranks here due to her balance of scale, execution, and reliability. I'm only going to read one more. Ananya Shetty. So, Ananya Shetty is one of the strongest multi-agent system builders with real orchestration pipelines and structured outputs. She combines AI and backend and product execution, making her extremely aligned. She ranks here because she's slightly less proven at enterprise scale. Now, I'm gonna say, so ChatGPT wanted me to give them basically like a coding test, right, as part of this interview process. So I'm gonna tell ChatGPT to give me whatever that test is supposed to be.
So all right, so ChatGPT thinks that the way I should evaluate these top candidates is by giving them a 1 hour build test, where they build like a mini version of the site assessment that I want them to produce when they're hired, right? So the let's see. All right, so yeah, ChatGPT said give them a mini free site assessment build, all right? But scope it very tightly so it's doable in 60 to 90 minutes. Um, and then it says tell me what to evaluate and then best criteria to use. All right, so and it says messaging for value proposition analysis. All right, so this is the prompt. Those on all right, so I'm gonna give. Let's see. So ChatGPT attach. Let me make sure this is the right one. Let's see. Homepage first impressions. So this is a site assessment that we did for a company called Lazaro Immigration last year. This is almost a so this is what I want them to build. I don't necessarily care if it's like formatted like this, um, but this is ultimately what I want them to like a smaller version of this, where we walk through or we assess this company on we assess their website on their home, like first impressions, conversion and revenue opportunities, messaging and copywriting, mobile responsiveness, page speed and performance, SEO optimization, design, trust and credibility, technical health, summary, and next steps. Right. So um, I want them to build a mini version of this, taking like maybe two of these sections and and taking it from there. So I'm gonna tell ChatGPT that. Here's an example of here is an example of say I want them to build. I want them to build a mini version of this. Only two. Of the 10 sections. It was 10 sections, right? Yeah, 10 sections. based on everything you know. All right. Let me say attach. So I'm saying attached is an example of a site assessment I created. I want them to build a mini version of this by outputting only 2 of the 10 sections. Um, in the they would use an entirely new input website. I'll say they would also use an entirely new input website URL, of course. All right, let's see what ChatGPT can cook up. All right, so ChatGPT is saying that the 2 sections I need to have them focus on in this 1-hour build test is going to be messaging and copywriting and homepage first impressions. Sections 3 and 1. So messaging and copywriting from my doc. This section focuses on emotional resonance, creative value, client focused language, persuasive improvements. Why is this the best test? Cannot be faked with basic GPT calls. Requires real reasoning and interpretation. But forces candidates to understand the business, extract intent, and generate meaningful insights. This is exactly what your product does. Homepage first impressions from your doc. This includes creative headline, CTA placement, trust elements, quick UX insights. Why is this perfect? Combines visual structural, and messaging analysis. Forces them to parse a web page, identify problems, suggest improvements. This tests both technical pipeline and product thinking. And then they say, why is almost perfect? These 2 sections test. furnished. Mm, 60 minutes. Um, yeah, time limit should be 60 minutes, and then it's just on no phone. All right, so I asked ChatGPT basically what I was about to ask on my laptop. I asked it on my phone. So let me just so I told ChatGPT I want the time limit of this 1 hour build test to be 60 minutes, not 60 to 90 minutes. They need to be able to do this in 60 minutes. And then I asked the question, if they do well with this test, how do I know they'll be able to build the entire site assessment once I hire them? This is a great question, and you're thinking about this the right way. The 60-minute test does not prove they can build the full system. It proves something more important, which is where they can figure it out, right? Which makes sense. I agree with that. So what the 60-minute test actually validates, think of your test as measuring builder DNA, not completeness. If they do well, it proves they can break down an ambiguous problem. The full site assessment is just many small problems chained together. If they can solve one slice cleanly, they can scale it. Yeah. Use LLMs correctly. So this is huge. Most people write bad prompts, get garbage output, don't structure responses. If they can get clean, structured output, produce useful insights, that skill directly scales to the full system. And then ship fast under constraints. Your real workflow is build, test, iterate, improve. If they can deliver something useful in 60 minutes, they can iterate into a full system over days, weeks. Yeah.
Cool. 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 I'm gonna say, okay, give me the full prop. Give me the full props. I'll give to yes, if they can output into a show me the full hold on, it's not supposed to just be improving clarity. It's supposed to be clarity and hold on. So this is the output. All right, cool. We'll go with that. So here's the final prompt. This is what I'm gonna give these AI automation interns, right? This is the test I'm gonna give them to see if they can do what I need them to do, or test their ability to be able to do what I need them to do. So after this refreshes, all right, so this is it right here. That's gonna be the technical assessment I give them. The objective: build a simple tool that analyzes a website's messaging clarity and provides actionable feedback. So the task is build a tool that takes a website URL as input and returns 1, what the business does, and 1 to 2 sentence summary, a clarity score from 1 to 10 based on how clearly the site communicates its value, and 2 to 3 specific actionable suggestions to improve clarity. Right? Your requirements: you may use any programming language or framework. You may use OpenAI or any other APIs. Focus on functionality over design. Output should be structured and easy to read. And important notes: if scraping the website is difficult, you may paste homepage text manually. Do not overcomplicate the solution. Focus on clarity and usefulness of output. We're evaluating how you think and structure problems, not just code. Bonus: if time permits, format your output into a clean, client-ready report, a PDF, or simple UI. This is not required, but will be considered a strong positive. Time limit: you have 60 minutes to complete this task. Submission: please submit your code. Please submit your code, GitHub repo files, a short README explaining how to run your project and your approach. Optional: PDF or UI output if you completed the bonus. How you will be evaluated: we are primarily evaluating your output quality. Is it useful, clear, and actionable? Problem structuring: is your approach logical and well organized? LLM: are prompts effective and output structured? And then simplicity and execution: did you build something clean and focused within the time limit? Final note: we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for clear thinking, strong fundamentals, and the ability to build something useful quickly. All right? That's what we're gonna give them, man. So I'm gonna send some emails out to basically all like my top 10 to 15 candidates, something like that, and I'm gonna invite them to an interview within the next week or two. They'll just be like, they'll all be in the same call, and yeah, I'm gonna give them an hour to build this, and then after the call, they'll send me, their code files, what have you, and I'll get back and I'll evaluate it all, and get back to them within a couple of days or whatever, right? And whoever I feel like built the best solution, and the solution that made the most sense, and was the most impressive, obviously, that's what I'm gonna offer the internship to. But yeah, I gotta go get a haircut, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Should be back on, I don't know. We'll see, but I should be back in a few days. So yeah, man. Till then, we out. I just realized my webcam went on the whole time.